At the end of episode 1, Thomas Shelby made the biggest gamble of his life. He buried a stolen arsenal of government machine guns, started a turf war with England's biggest crime boss, and blindly welcomed an undercover police spy into his inner circle. If episode 1 was about setting the trap, episode 2 is where the trap snaps shut. Today, we're breaking down Peaky Blinders Season 1, Episode 2. Tommy finds himself fighting a war on 3 completely different fronts, and it all starts with a brutal midnight raid. Let's get into it. The episode kicks off with absolute chaos. Major Campbell launches a savage, unprovoked midnight raid across Small Heath. The police aren't just looking for clues, they are trying to terrorize the neighborhood into turning against the Peaky Blinders. They brutalize families, arrest dozens of people, and burn down communist literature. But Tommy Shelby is always 3 steps ahead. Instead of fighting the police in the streets, he orchestrates a brilliant counter-strategy of psychological warfare. He orders the entire neighborhood to take their portraits of King George V out of their homes and burn them in the streets. Tommy even invites the local press to photograph the burning pictures of the king. This is a masterstroke. By doing this, Tommy sends a message directly to Winston Churchill in London. If Major Campbell continues to terrorize the citizens of Birmingham, the people will riot against the crown, creating a political disaster for the government. Churchill notices, and he explicitly orders Campbell to change his tactics. Tommy completely neutralizes the police threat without firing a single shot. But Tommy doesn't have time to celebrate his victory over the police because his second major problem just walked through the door. Billy Kimber, the brutal, eccentric kingpin who controls all illegal horse racing in the United Kingdom, arrives in Small Heath with an army of henchmen. Kimber is furious that the Peaky Blinders fixed a race on his tracks without permission. He degrades Arthur, spits on the floor, and delivers a terrifying ultimatum. His men pull out guns, and Kimber makes it clear the Shelbys are small-time street thugs, and if they ever cross him again, he will wipe them off the map. Anyone else would be trembling, but Tommy stands there with a completely calm, unbothered face, smoking a cigarette. He looks Kimber dead in the eye and tells him that his own racehorse was poisoned by a rival gang from London, the Lee family. Tommy pitches a brilliant, unexpected alliance. He tells Kimber that the Peaky Blinders can act as muscle to help Kimber fight off the Lee family and protect his betting pitches. Kimber is intrigued by Tommy's sheer confidence and gives him a chance to prove his worth at the upcoming Cheltenham races. Tommy's massive gamble pays off. He just turned his biggest enemy into a potential business partner. As if dealing with the police and Billy Kimber wasn't enough, the Irish Republican Army, or the IRA, enters the mix. 2 IRA operatives come to the Garrison pub to buy the stolen government machine guns from Tommy. They know the Shelbys have them, and they are willing to pay a fortune. But what the IRA doesn't know is that Grace is secretly hiding in the back room, listening to every single word of their conversation. She takes down names and details, providing Major Campbell with the exact intelligence he needs to track down the Irish rebels. Later that night, the tension softens as Tommy spends time alone with Grace in the empty pub. He asks her to sing for him. This scene is incredibly important because we finally see the cracks in Tommy's armor. He is haunted by severe post-traumatic stress disorder from the war, unable to sleep, and completely numb to the world. But when Grace sings a sad Irish ballad, you can see a genuine flicker of emotion return to his eyes. He is falling for her, entirely blind to the fact that she is the one actively orchestrating his downfall. The climax of the episode takes us to the country fairgrounds where the Peaky Blinders confront the Lee family gypsies. The Lees have been insulting the Shelbys, and Tommy needs to handle them to prove to Billy Kimber that he can control his territory. What follows is a brutal, chaotic, old-school brawl. Knives are drawn, clubs are swung, and blood is spilled in the mud. During the fight, a Lee family member pulls a gun and points it directly at Tommy's head. Just before the trigger is pulled, Johnny Dogs, a mutual friend, intervenes, saving Tommy's life. Tommy survives the battle, but the war with the Lees is far from over. He realizes that a simple turf war isn't going to cut it anymore. He needs a grander strategy to unite these warring factions, or the Shelbys will be torn apart from the inside out. He returns to Birmingham, battered but more determined than ever to execute the next phase of his master plan. Episode 2 proves that Thomas Shelby is a tactical genius, but his web is getting dangerously complicated. He's successfully playing the government, Billy Kimber, and the IRA against each other, but the trap is closing in fast. In our next video, we are breaking down episode 3, where Tommy takes Grace to a high society auction. A massive betrayal splits the Shelby family down the middle, and Tommy finally comes face to face with the deadly consequences of his actions. If you want to see how this high-stakes criminal chess match continues, make sure to smash that like button, subscribe to the channel, and drop a comment below. Who do you think is the biggest threat to Tommy right now? Is it Major Campbell, Billy Kimber, or Grace? Thanks for watching, and remember, don't cross the Peaky blinders. See you in the next one.